Right, people think, right, that Scotland's most famous drink is whiskey. Well, that's kind of true. The most popular drink within Scotland is this: Irn-bru. It's a soft drink. Not all Scottish people are alcoholics. Don't believe it at all. Irn-bru is a soft drink that a lot of Scottish people drink all the time. With whiskey, later on, my most esteemed, when I say esteemed, I mean steaming, colleague will be touching the subject of whiskey. You know, Irn-bru, the origins of this stuff, according to the label, it was first produced in 1901. And as you know, 1901, if you follow your history, is just about 59 minutes towards 8. What it's made from, well, the name says it itself. It's Irn-bru, and it's brewed the same way you would brew tea, for example, right? But what it's brewed within is where the first part comes from, iron. It's not fortified with vitamins, anything else than that. It's brewed in one of these, an iron, hence the name Irn-bru. And what they do with it, as part of the fermentation process, they pour the liquid in the top part here, put the steam setting up very high. As the steam comes out, it condenses. Condensate? No, it doesn't condensate. It condenses. Yes, condenses. It's one made myself earlier on. It condenses. Right, and the steam goes out, condenses, and that's how they make Irn-bru. But there is so much more history involved within it. The colour, this extremely radioactive red colour, is not a pigment. It's not false. Where it comes from is from a very delicate process which involves extracting the nectar from the female haggai. When it's maturity, the female haggai's udder becomes very plump and it has to be milked, and the same way a cow would. But unfortunately, us Scottish people, we got huge, dirty, great big hands, so we can't do it. Right? It's just not. I'll tell you what, this stuff's got a kick to it. Right? So we can't do it. And unfortunately, unethically as may be, we have to employ foreign labour for it. And the best foreign labour we can find is in Ireland. And the Irish leprechauns have got very small hands, very soft, delicate fingertips in them, and they use the hands to milk the female haggai to get the nectar out from it, which gives it its distinctive colour. Now, foreign labour, I don't want to go into it, but it's just one of these things. You got to do it, and they're Irish. They're all Scots. So, this stuff's blooming potent, you know. What this stuff is often used for, apart from as a drinking thing or as a mixer for other drinks, is it's quite often used as rocket fuel or fuel for high performance cars. But if you're not in the know, another thing you can use for, later on, after you've had a few wee swallows in the pub, right, and you go to bed, and your head's a bit, wake up the next morning, right, this stuff is a hangover cure. What you do is you take a tap off it, right, put it to one side, you let it go flat. The next morning you wake up, you suck that, and it's an instant hangover cure. It's great. It's pure dead brilliant, it is. You saw this stuff. I think it's got weed. It's, you know, these English people, right? And not just English people, other people, right? They have their vodka and Red Bull, right? Well, that's nothing. That's nothing to this stuff, right? Went decades ago, like 20 years ago, like 20, 30 years ago, right? When I was a wee lad, about 5 years ago, right? We used to mix this with whiskey, but not blended whiskey. You don't use a blended whiskey, right? Not a malt. No, you don't even use it. It's sacrilege. It's not good. It's not good, right? So you blend it, you mix it, you don't blend, you mix it with a blended whiskey, and it's pure dead brilliant, it is. So, this stuff in Scotland is not only known as Irn-bru. If you're Scottish, it's known as steel forehead. Irn-bru. An iron head, brew your forehead. It's steel forehead. It's bloody brilliant. But you can't get it in England. Unfortunately, I live in England. It's not my fault. They kicked me out. I'm not allowed back in again. So I've got to buy it or import it for Scotland. You can also buy it in Tesco's, Sainsbury's and Asda and stuff like that. But other supermarkets are available, by the way. That's kind of my heat, it is. Right, so anyway, another thing they mix with it is Scotch mist, right? And it's very hard to come by. Scotch mist it's really tricky, right? But they mix that in with it as well, right? And it kind of tastes. You know what? It's pure dead brilliant, it is, huh? Anyway, that's where Irn-bru comes from. I'll tell you later on about whiskey. That's even better. That's even more pure dead. I give up. Good night.